Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda 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 Jaya Jaya.
My dear friends, a very, very heartfelt welcome to you on this beautiful day. Let's first of all thank Isla Ross, who always graces us with her beautiful music. You can go like this to her. So once again, to those who are present here, and to those who are on Zoom, on internet, cyberspace, shalom, salam, peace, namaste, welcome. So I see in the program here that we maintain our tradition. Actually, it says more music by Isla, but I think you've done a lot of music, unless you want to do one more, I don't know. Maybe later on. After the welcome, okay. Oh, welcome.
Hey Bhagavan, Hey Bhagavan, Hey Bhagavan, Hey Bhagavan. Bhagavan, He 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 Bhagavan.
Thank you so much, Sister Isla. And now, continuing with our tradition, I'm going to invite Sister Joey to invite our ancestors and honor our first peoples.
Good morning. It's so good to see you here this morning. Often on my way here, I take about a 15-minute walk. And this morning, I was just stunned by the beauty that Mother Earth is just exploding with right now. All the flowers. I stood under this tree that was just in full white bloom. I felt like I was in a wedding. It was just gorgeous. Anyway, what does this have to do with ancestors? Well, our ancestors, as the dictionary defines it, is the generation prior to our grandparents. So that's one way to think about ancestors. But given that it's Earth Month and that I had this glorious walk this morning, it got me thinking about not only our human relations ancestors, but if we look around, a lot of these trees have been here for generations, and they are our companions. They look over us day after day, generation after generation. It's really quite amazing. So this morning I'm giving a little bit of a different talk about ancestors. So I'd just like you to think about that as you go through your day and through this spring. Boy, this is kind of giving an echo sound on the microphone. I don't know if we can turn it down a bit. Thank you, tech team, if that's possible. So anyway, ancestors. That's so much better. Thank you. So ancestors, let's think of not only the generations of our human family, but also the generations of our plant family, of our earth family. And bless them and thank them so much for being with us. For without them, we would not be. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, thank you. Okay. And now we're going to switch gears a little bit. And we're going to talk about the indigenous peoples. And this morning, as I was sitting here and preparing to say something about them, I scrolled through my phone because I only had a few minutes, but I found the perfect prayer. As I mentioned, it's Earth Month, and so this prayer, this indigenous prayer, is called Earth, Teach Me. Earth, teach me quiet as the grasses are still with new light. Earth, teach me suffering as old stones suffer with memory. Earth, teach me humility as blossoms are humble with beginning. Earth, teach me caring as mothers nurture their young. Earth, teach me courage as the tree that stands alone. Earth, teach me limitation as the ant that crawls on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom as the eagle that soars in the sky. Earth, teach me acceptance as the leaves that die each fall. Earth, teach me renewal as the seed that rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness as dry fields weep with rain. It's a Native American prayer, and we thank them.
Thank you so much, Sister Joey. Let's have a few moments of silence to allow those beautiful vibrations of prayers to, as mystics say, to perfume our hearts. Thank you. And now let's call on Sister Lila to honor the divine feminine.
Good morning, everyone. I wanted to share some pagan chants about Mother Earth with you this morning. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yang, yang. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yang, yang. Her sacred ground we walk upon. With every step we take, her sacred ground we walk upon. With every step we take. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yan, yan. Hey, yana, ho, yana, hey, yan, yan. Earth, Mother Earth, I hear you calling me. Earth, Mother Earth, I hear you calling me. In the air I breathe, in the fire of the sun, in the water I drink, and the land I walk upon. Earth, Mother Earth, I hear you calling me. Earth, Mother Earth, I hear you calling me. In the air I breathe, in the fire of the sun, in the water I drink, and the land I walk upon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Laila. And again, a few moments of silence. Thank you. And yes, it does say, Isla, it is you. We've got to follow the rules here, I guess, yeah.
Please join me in singing this chant. This chant means, may all beings be happy and free. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. 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 Sukhino bhavantu loka samasta 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 Sukhino bhavantu loka samasta.
Just in the right time because I'm going out of the battery. We got it, yeah. But the Zach will take care of it. Thank you, Brother Zach. Okay, my dear friends, let's have a few moments of silence. And of course, I love to say some things about silence. Rumi says, silence is not the absence of sound, it is the absence of the little self. And he goes on to say, silence is the language of God. Everything else is a poor translation. Silence is the language of God. Everything else is a poor translation. Oh, by the way, this also reminds me, Rumi was told, Rumi, Maulana Rumi, respected Rumi, you talk so much about silence, but how come you talk and talk and talk and talk? And Rumi said, actually, the most beloved, radiant one within me, that divine, radiant one within me, has not even said one word. Okay, let's just be quiet. One or two ohms to deepen the silence. Deep breath. One more. Praising Spirit, praising God, praising divinity, knowing that when we praise God, God doesn't become holy, we become holy. Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah. Just the beloved women. Just the beloved men. Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah. Together, the family together. Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah. Once softly. Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah. Twice aloud. Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah, Allahu Allah. becoming very still for a few moments? You see, there's a voice from the divine saying, yes, keep still. Okay, my dear friends, so the topic this week is gratitude. And let's start by being grateful for the blessings of Mother Earth. I think it's on Monday we have Earth Day. Monday is Earth Day. So I want to start with some quotations, some verses from the Quran about Mother Earth. The Quran says, and it's a beautiful verse, the creation of the heavens and the earth is a greater matter than the creation of humanity, but man understands not. I repeat, the Quran says the creation of the heavens and the earth is a greater matter than the creation of humanity, but man understands not. And the Quran goes on to say, walk humbly on the earth. Walk humbly on the earth, because you cannot rend the earth asunder, nor can you grow in stature like the mountains. Jamal, you cannot grow in stature like the mountains. Walk humbly on the earth. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he was fond of saying, the earth is like your mother. Honor her, protect her. The earth is like your mother. Honor her, protect her. And he was very fond of saying also, Prophet Muhammad, he said, he loved planting trees. And he said, keep on planting trees. And he says, if you're planting a sapling and you've heard that the next hour is the end of the world, you're about to plant a sapling and you've heard that the next hour is the end of the world, don't stop planting the sapling. Still plant that sapling. Out of love, out of respect, out of honoring the mother planet Earth. Can we realize how interconnected we are? Nature and ourselves. In fact, the great sages say from all traditions, they say, we are nature. Think of the air we breathe to live, the food we eat, the land we walk on, the soil we need for our vegetation, fruits, the sunshine that nourishes all forms. The Quran says, every so where you turn is the face of Allah. Every so where you turn is the face of Allah. We are so interconnected. I'm just thinking right now of this wonderful Buddhist story, a Zen story. The Lord Buddha, peace be upon him, he used to always give sermons in the open, in the parks, by trees, by nature. He loved always preaching in parks, in greenery. And here's his Zen master. There's a little podium. It's a huge gathering of disciples. He's about to step on the podium to give a sermon when suddenly a bird in the tree begins to chirp and sing. So everybody becomes very quiet. And they listen to the chirping of the bird. And when the chirping finishes, the singing of the bird finishes, the monk actually steps down saying, the sermon has been delivered. We are all so interconnected. There's another verse in the Quran that says, observe carefully. There is no incongruity. My English is not that good. Incongruity in nature. And it goes on to say, you won't see any flaws in nature. Observe, witness, experience. So here's that fictional mullah, the fictional character through whom many truths are conveyed. He's lying by a huge mulberry tree with his back against a trunk of the big mulberry tree which has tiny berries. And he's pondering on this verse about this incongruity and no flaws in nature. And he says, oh God, you have given me a mind and intellect to think of. Let me ponder on this verse. And he's looking up ahead, and up ahead he sees these flimsy creepers with those huge watermelons on the ground. He sees very flimsy creepers with huge watermelons on the ground, and an idea strikes him because of his intellect. He says, God, excuse me, God, Allah, God of all of humanity, I don't mean to be critical, but there's room for improvement for all of us. And I'm looking at the situation here, and I notice there is a little flaw in your cosmic design. It's not a criticism, it's just room for improvement for all of us. See, I'm looking up ahead, and I see these tiny creepers, and they have these huge watermelons. And I'm lying against this huge mulberry tree with the tiniest of berries. Something is wrong in your feng shui of cosmic design. And just as that time, a tiny berry from the branches breaks off and falls on his head. And he changes his mind, saying, oh God, excuse me, what if the berry had been a watermelon? Let me think of some other criticism to help you, God. So just be with that story. Okay. Another verse from the Quran, a very critical one. Well, before I say the verse in the Quran, there's a wonderful Sufi master, some of you are quite familiar, Hazrat Inayat Khan. In fact, he was the first one to bring mystical Islam to America. And he said, the holiest of manuscripts, the holiest of holy manuscripts is nature, the book of nature. He says there's nothing you cannot learn from nature that you need to learn about life. It has everything you need to make you enlightened. And the Quran says there's signs of God in nature. The Quran says there are messages from God in nature if only you're willing to be open to understanding. I want myself and you to think about it. The great sages in every tradition say that our greatest teacher actually is nature. Belief in God. For me, I remember, so many theological insights, verses from different traditions, certainly from the Quran. But the one verse about nature really opened my heart about, wow, there is a God. I love that wonderful saying by a Christian writer who wrote, "Oh, sister almond tree, oh, sister almond tree, tell me about God." And the almond tree blossomed. "Oh, sister almond tree, tell me about God." And the almond tree blossomed. Or that wonderful Zen saying from Buddhism, sitting quietly, doing nothing, sitting quietly, doing nothing, spring comes and the grass grows. Sitting quietly, doing nothing, spring comes and the grass grows. Rumi about unconditional love. Grass agrees to die and rise up again so it can receive a little of the animal's enthusiasm. Grass agrees to die and rise up again so it can receive a little of the animal's enthusiasm. The one by Hafiz also about unconditional love, if I remember correctly. The earth would die if the sun stopped kissing her. The earth would die if the sun stopped kissing her. But even after all this time, the sun never tells the earth, hey, you owe me. What happens with a love like that? It lights up the entire sky. The earth would die if the sun stopped kissing her. But even after all this time, the sun never tells the earth, hey, you owe me. What happens with a love like that? It lights up the entire sky. Studying interfaith, practicing interfaith, loving interfaith. I love that insight by Rumi who says, Jamal, have you not noticed the branches of a tree, they sway differently in the wind. The branches of a tree, they sway differently in the wind, but they're all connected at the roots. It's all one. When I was young, I was given this one particular story to meditate on, to help me overcome my bias. You know, there's a bias in every tradition that if you really listen to me, my religion, my tradition, my way of life is slightly better than yours. Just slightly. That's because I'm so open-minded. So how do you, I don't know how you say in English, reduce my belief in that or save me from that? This is the metaphor which I repeat again and again, for my own sake, to understand myself, to remind myself again and again. All the rivers, they flow into the ocean. Jamal, you might be following one river, a particular river, but please don't mistake the river for the ocean. All the rivers flow into the ocean. Jamal, you might be following one particular river, but don't mistake the river for the ocean. Okay, maybe just one last one. I don't want to get carried away. Learning from nature about the inclination to convert somebody, to share the good news. By the way, I don't mean to be scornful or mocking of those who want to convert me. I have met many people who are piously, sincerely want to convert me for my sake, for my good, really. And I honor that. I sincerely respect that. I respect their thoughtfulness and their caring for me. But for me, I love that story which I tell myself again and again. There was a sincere monkey who made it his lifelong mission to go to neighborhood ponds or lakes. There was a sincere monkey who made it his lifelong mission to go to neighborhood ponds or lakes to pluck the fish out of water to save it from a watery grave. There was a sincere monkey, was sincere. But you see, that's why higher awareness is so critical. Higher knowledge of the heart. There was a sincere monkey who would make it his mission to go to neighborhood ponds or lakes to pluck the fish out of water to save it from a watery grave. So I have to be careful about sharing the good news in that sense of being forcible. What else? One more point about Earth Day. I'll just say a few words about gratitude. You know, planetary degradation is probably our number one problem, number one issue. And we hear so much of these dire catastrophes, impending doom. But I wanted to use the words of that wonderful late Buddhist master, you know his name, Thich Nhat Hanh, who passed away recently from Vietnam. He says, you know, when you hear this terrible news, take this as bells of, he calls it bells of mindfulness, to wake you up so you can do something about it. So question I asked myself, I ask you lovingly, I ask myself, Brother Jamal, what are you doing about this? All the sages said this requires inner work and outer work. Let me quote the inner work, which, again, I have said from this place maybe at least 10 times. That wonderful saying by Gus Spaeth, who was the scientific advisor to President Carter, and his insight has gone viral, actually. He said, for 30 years, I thought the biggest environmental problems were loss of biodiversity, climate change, ecosystem collapse, and with 30 years of good science, we could take care of it. But now I've realized the biggest environmental problems are not loss of biodiversity, climate change, ecosystem collapse. The biggest environmental problems are selfishness, greed, and apathy or indifference. Selfishness, greed, apathy, indifference. I always say indifference because people tell me, what was the word used again? I guess I'm pronouncing it wrong. Apathy. Yeah. It's correct? Oh, okay. So just be with that. That requires a lot of inner work. I've got to change my lifestyle, my flagrant, wasteful consumption. I've got to change methods of production. That's the inner work. Oh, sorry, I guess lifestyle and methods of production is outer work. That is outer work. So inner work is really becoming a more complete, developed human being. And the outer work would be changing my lifestyle, methods of production. And also, this is what some sages say. Jamal, when you come across any element of nature, do two things. One is, from your heart, silently, beg for forgiveness. And don't take it lightly. They say, have you noticed, if somebody you have hurt, you have exploited, and you beg for forgiveness from that person, it creates astonishing healing. That's number one. Number two, the sages say, offer a prayer. Send light, send love to the vegetation, to elements of nature, to animals who have been abused in laboratories, in zoos, wherever. Just do that as a matter of your everyday life, and you'll find it does make a difference. Just be with that for a few moments. Let me touch briefly upon gratitude. That's the topic, actually, for this week. I'm always asked, I've heard that it's a beautiful practice in all traditions to be grateful. But how would you explain to me the power, the majesty, the beauty of being grateful? From an Islamic perspective, there's a verse in the Quran that says, everything which dwells upon the earth is extolling the limitless glory of God. Everything which dwells upon the earth and the heavens is extolling the limitless glory of God. Even our souls, unknown to us, are continuously praising God and thanking God. And therefore, when I practice gratitude, I am joining a cosmic chorus. I am joining a cosmic chorus, and you'll find that your being feels and becomes uplifted and exalted. Try it. Just being grateful. What about difficult times? You know the insight in all traditions, Native American, Sufi, Buddhist, Hindu, Christian. If you're giving thanks even in difficult times, you're giving thanks for unknown blessings already on their way. If I'm giving thanks even in times of difficulties, I'm giving thanks for unknown blessings already on their way. It might not be exactly what I want, but I will experience sakina, peace, inner contentment, joy. The question is, what does that mean? I'm asked quite often. Well, that's a nice insight, but how can I express gratitude in times of difficulties? In the Quran, there's several verses that say that particularly in times of difficulties, don't forget two things. And what are they? No matter what the level of difficulty you're facing, according to your capacity, continue with your spiritual practices. That's number one. I repeat, according to your capacity. And number two, according to your capacity, continue being of service to God's creation. I repeat, according to your capacity. Like Rumi says, according to your capacity, Brother Jamal, be a lamp, a lifeboat, or a ladder to others. For the first one, to be conscious of God, according to your capacity, be in attendance at the divine court, says Rumi. Be in attendance at the divine court. Just be with that. Okay, just one or two more points. All the traditions say, you know, Brother Jamal, what your real problem is about gratitude? You're not giving thanks for so many blessings in your life because you just take them for granted. I take my blessings for granted. Just be with it for a few moments. What are the blessings I'm taking in my life for granted? The Quran says, will you not give thanks? Which ones of your sustainers' blessings will you deny? So, of course, you remember the story which, again, I have said again and again and again, but I love to repeat that, about the toothache moment. This is in several traditions. Let me take the Buddhist version. A monk has a toothache. You remember this story. If you've had a toothache, you'll know how terrible it feels. I've had a toothache twice. You can't eat. Life feels, as they say, life feels lousy if you have a toothache. And so the monk says, if only this toothache went away, I would be so happy. And I know that's true. If only this toothache went away, I would be so happy. So the monk then turns to all those other monks who are unhappy, to those monks who are unhappy, and he says, do you have a toothache? Do you have a toothache? Do you have a toothache? Why aren't you happy? It's because you don't realize this very moment is a non-toothache moment. This very moment is a non-toothache moment. Why is it I only feel grateful when something I've lost, I've recovered it? Could be a relationship or something material. I don't appreciate it that much until I am in danger of losing it. So I'm asking you this because this is a very important exercise we do in our classes. What are the blessings in my life I'm overlooking? So if I look at my life in a very umbrella way, and I said this during Karen's memorial, what is the main blessing in my life? If I look back at my life, I'm in the last chapter of my life, what are my blessings? And to me, it's very clear. My goodness, my greatest blessings has been family and friends who amazingly have loved me so much, helped me so much, supported me so much in every step of the way that I'm utterly grateful for that. What has been the blessing in your life that has propelled you forward? Just be with that for a few moments. So the last point is, so how can I practice gratitude? It's very simple. You can at every moment say, God, thank you, or Spirit, thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I love this wonderful prayer I repeat all the time. Oh God, favor upon favor have you bestowed upon this handful of dust. It just happens automatically. Oh God, favor upon favor have you bestowed upon this handful of dust. Oh God, favor upon favor have you bestowed upon this handful of dust. Thank you so much. It's just a prayer that comes, even if it's ritualistic, it goes deep inside. Another one is, I love to touch my heart and just say thank you for every single opportunity. My car started, thank you, I thank my car. The door of my house opened, thank you. I was able to sleep well, thank you. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. Then in a recent class, we were reading this book by Oprah Winfrey, and that Harvard professor Arthur Brooks, he says they've done so much scientific research and he's broken it up into a particular ritual. He says every Sunday, spend half an hour in the evening. Every Sunday, half an hour, write down a number of things you're grateful for. And include at least 2 people for whom you're grateful in your life. Spend half an hour just mulling on that, reflecting on that. What am I grateful for? And feel that gratitude for half an hour. Then, every day of the following days of the week, look at it for 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, and allow yourself to feel that gratitude. Sunday comes again, add 2 more things you're grateful for. And continue this. And they said they've done research on this. They find that it impacts the being, the human being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So just be with that for a few moments. What is your practice of gratitude? And the very last thing I want to say is I'm also so grateful in my life as I look back that I met Karen, our beloved Karen who has passed away, because we were co-conspirators in so many wonderful projects in the world of interfaith and spirituality. I am so grateful for this place, for this building, Interfaith Community Sanctuary, that we acquired in 1996 or 97 for free. So our knees are scraped with gratitude for the gift of this place. And I'm so sorry that Karen has passed away because we had talked so much about the fact that we had planted so many beautiful seeds. Now it's time for harvesting for some more projects. We have some more projects in mind. So I'd like to tell you I'd be so grateful if some of you from this group here, you volunteer to join myself, our co-ministers, a wonderful circle we have created for this, to really work on those projects that we feel will really further the cause of our spirituality, our work of interfaith. And I've put 2 papers out here. If you don't mind, put your name and email, and I'll contact you, connect you with our associate ministers and that circle, and let's talk about how we can further those projects, and I will mention what those projects are, that again will really propel in a beautiful, loving, life-affirming, forward way our mission. And my particular interest is, I was thinking about it, how is it that when, before we came here, we had a circle of love that used to meet in different people's homes? How come at that time the number of our congregants was far larger than the number of congregants we have today? What was it about those 5 or 7 years? We didn't have a place, but we had people's homes where we did Sunday services, workshops, retreats. How come there was so much more enthusiasm? A larger number of people came, and I realized in my mind, I thought, I used to be so social in those days. I used to have so many creative programs for people getting together. If it just meant, for example, after a service, we'd go for a large number of people, 25 people going for walks or going to a cafe, meaning connecting with one another in a heartfelt, loving way where we really not only bonded, we took care of one another's needs. And everybody had different needs. But after the connection, we would become vulnerable in expressing what our needs were, and that really created community. So anyhow, I am very eager now to have some of the social programs where we build community by connecting with one another. I'd like some volunteers to help me in some programs I have in mind. Okay, having said that, I've talked and talked and talked. Let's be quiet. And let me look at the program. Okay, my dear friends. It says, let's do a meditation. So let's do a short meditation. Close your eyes. And then please focus on your nostril and be present with your breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Just this much, being present with the breath. And now, letting go of this. And this time, please focus on the lowest part of your spine. That's the sacrum area, the first chakra. And make an intention for a beautiful cord of divine light. A beautiful cord of divine light, any color, flowing from the first chakra and going down, way down, deep, deep into Mother Earth, connecting us to the womb of Mother Earth, feeling grounded, rooted, connected to Mother Earth. Okay, letting go of this. This time focus on the crown of the head, the crown chakra. And now make an intention to send a beautiful cord of divine light, any color, from the crown chakra going upwards, way up, higher, 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 piercing those mysterious realms and connecting us to the heart of heaven. Feel that bonding with mystery. A cord of divine light from the crown of the head going up, up, piercing those mysterious realms and connecting us to the heart of heaven. Feel that, please. Okay, let go of that, and this time focus on the human heart, which really is a wellspring of eternal love, joy, divinity actually. It's a wellspring of joy, healing. Focusing on the heart. I say this because many traditions say spirit or divinity is outside of you, and also inside of you, inside the innermost chambers of the heart. So focusing on the heart, in that wellspring of eternal love, and now make an intention to pour out, to radiate light and love. Feel that, light and love pouring out of the heart. Light and love radiating, pouring out of the heart in an outward, expansive direction. And now as I sing Bismillah, coming into awareness. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La ilaha illallahu. La ilaha illallahu. And one last thing I want to do, which we used to do every time when we met at different people's homes, is to laugh. Put your hands up like this and go, Okay, after that laughter, let's have some music. Yeah.
May the heart of earth and the heart of heaven beat in my heart, beat in my heart. May your heart and my heart be as one, be as one. Alleluia, Rachamim, Shalom. Alleluia, Rahman, Salam. May the heart of earth and the heart of heaven beat in my heart, beat in my heart. May your heart and my heart be as one, be as one. Alleluia, Rachamim, Shalom. Alleluia, Rahman, Salam. May the heart of earth and the heart of heaven beat in my heart, beat in my heart. May your heart and my heart be as one, be as one. Alleluia, Rachamim, Shalom. Alleluia, Rahman, Salam. May the heart of earth and the heart of heaven beat in my heart, beat in my heart. May your heart and my heart be as one, be as one. Alleluia, Rachamim, Shalom. Alleluia, Rahman, Salam. Alleluia, Rachamim, Shalom. Alleluia, Rahman, Salam.
Thank you so much, Sister Isla. Let's last time give these wonderful salutations to Sister Isla. Thank you, Sister Isla. So, my dear friends, now it's time for any contributions you want to make. And we sincerely pray that whatever you give us, according to your capacity, we sincerely pray that it is returned to you many, many-fold. And only if you wish to, according to your capacity. Let's sing as we pass the wonderful money pots around. I am blessed by your presence, O Lord. Deep breath. I am filled with your blessings, Allah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Ya Allah. One more time. I am blessed by your presence, O Lord. I am filled with your blessings, Allah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Ya Allah. My friends, heartfelt, sincere thanks for your contributions. And Salaji, you want to bless this money here?
Well, I actually thought of a verse from the Quran about the earth that you did not quote. This is one of my favorites. It's verse 26. It's from Surah 26. And it says, and God is asking a question. God asks a lot of questions in the Quran. God does ask questions. He says, have they never considered the earth? How much of every kind of life we have caused to grow thereon? In this, indeed, there is a message unto mankind, even though most of them do not believe in it. But your sustainer, God alone, is all-knowing, truly wise. Amen.
Please blow on the money.
This makes it multiply.
Whatever
For you all.
Multiply it for you.
Thank you so much. I know you're going to ask me to do announcements, right?
Yeah, but before
Oh,
that, I want to mention upcoming gatherings. And along the lines of what I've said, we have a program called Amazing Faith or Dinner with Others. And we want this to really catch fire, build a momentum, have it in all different houses of worship. This is where we gather and have food together. And there's a set of questions which is different for each person. And these are people of different religions, different political persuasions, different cultures, because we know the best way to overcome polarization, doesn't matter in what field it is, religion, culture, race, the best way to do that is to connect with the other on a human level, to get to know the other. If we do that, differences remain, but we can no longer demonize or dehumanize the other. Plus, and this is very critical, it creates the momentum where organically something comes up where we can collaborate on projects of mutual interest, social justice issues, earth care. And this was started actually by Rice University in Houston. And the mayor of Houston was the greatest proponent of this. He made all his council members have these dinner with the other, and it spread like wildfire, spread to many, many other cities, but then something slowed it down. We want to regain that momentum. So, Brother Steve, can you just explain that program that we are doing with Unity of Linwood? They've been so gracious, they're doing it for free for us.
Hello. So on May 18th, which is a Saturday at 6 p.m., we're co-hosting Dinner with Others up in Unity in Linwood, which is just off the exit from 405 to Alderwood Mall. And this is a free event. We're joining together and we'll be providing a meal and a very safe place and a welcoming place to listen to each other and to share from our hearts. I'll be leaving flyers for this at the entryway and also on the steps over here, so you can gather one if you would like to participate. And you all are most welcome. We would love to see you there. Oh, yes,
Seating is limited.
Okay, thank you. Seating is limited by this venue to 75 participants, so we would encourage you to make a reservation, and there's a link for that on the flyers. And right, you don't have to pay. And for those online, we'll be having a copy of the flyers in what do you call it, the thing, communication sheet that you send out periodically? Weekly announcements or upcoming events. Okay. So, and the link for that will be there also. If you have a pen on hand online, you can also register at https://dinnerwithothers, one word, .b, as in bees, like bumblebees, P as in Paul, T as in Tom, or let me say, T as in Tina, .me/.
They can get it from there.
Yeah. It's hard to do online, though.
Oh, I see it. Thank you so much, Brother Steve. Thank you. Announcements.
Yes, and that brings us to there are weekly gatherings and monthly gatherings and wonderful programs that happen right here in our sanctuary and in our in the fellowship hall. And all are invited after the service, of course, to our potluck lunch. Whether you brought something or not, there's always food for everybody. Sometimes we emphasize the desserts, sometimes the food, but, we go back and forth. And drink and coffee and tea and all that good stuff. And also, many days of the week, pretty much every day of the week, there's some kind of a gathering. And it could be a meditation group. It could be a retreat. There's a Buddhist retreat coming up in May. It could be a Malani Rumi class. These are all classes, some of which meet every week. Some meet monthly. It's something for everybody. And a lot of times you're looking for something a little different than just a Sunday service. Some people cannot come to the Sunday service. They have other commitments. And so we want you to keep connected with each other in whatever ways you can. We have a wonderful website that puts all of the activities in one place. You'll see it under upcoming events and also under regular events, that happen every week. And every event has a notification, whether it's on Zoom, in person, or both. Sometimes it's both, like the Medicine Circle meets in person once a month, and it also meets on Zoom. So I can't keep it all in my head, but you can go to the website and get it individually, whichever, and it has a little bit about each event. So you can read about it and see what appeals to you. We have a meditation group that meets on Thursday evenings. So it's all designed to help us reach our own spiritual potential in whatever way that we feel drawn. And we encourage you to join us in most of them. We just ask for a free will love offering. If you have $1 or $2 to throw into the plate, most of these events are totally they're all free, but you can give a little bit for the upkeep of the space and the heat and the lights and all that. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my friends, and you'll be so happy to know we're coming to a close now. Yeah, I'll give it on we'll do that for sure, yeah. So my friends, thank you so much, and I think we'll say goodbye to our wonderful friends online, our heartfelt gratitude for being on Zoom. And once again, for all of you, a heartfelt blessing you are. I particularly want to thank our young person here, Frances, who is 91 years old. She made it up the stairs pretty beautifully, without